talk about getting through the holidays spiritually. It was really interesting when Dave called me and asked me if I would do the talk today. That was all I could think of. You know, there's lots of things to talk about when Christmas is coming, and we're taking the time to celebrate a Christian holiday. But at this time of year, our energies are much higher. We're feeling our emotions much more intensely. And I couldn't let go of this idea. I couldn't let go of it, so here we are. Some of what I'm going to talk about comes from the Book of Secrets, Unlocking the Hidden Dimensions of Your Life by Deepak Chopra. That's one of the things that I used. It's a great book. It's a great, great book. So I don't know anybody, in fact, through the years I've been alive, who doesn't have some difficult family relationships. And now's the time that they all come out. And we can do a little better. We can always do a little better in how we deal with them, how we find a presence that is beyond what we've known before. And so it helps to be conscious of what we're doing and to make choices that are in our own favor as well as the favor of that other person, that other family, that other individual, that better self, that quality. I listened to Abraham Hicks' works, and she talks about contrast and how we're meant to have contrast. We're meant for these times. We're meant to have contrast. And we're meant to learn how to lift up another and to lift up ourselves as we evolve, as we entertain the possibilities that we may have never entertained before, to deal with, just to be. So the Mayo Clinic gives us some ideas for relieving holiday stress. Acknowledge our feelings, reach out, be with friends. Confused? Just show up. And allow Spirit to guide you. Of course, Mayo Clinic doesn't say that. Take time for yourself. Get a massage. That's what they say. Decrease depression with exercise. And say no when you need to. And there are some other things too that I'm not including, but let's see if we can take a more spiritual view. So I'm going to look at our thinking, our acting, and our being, although not necessarily in that order. I like to mix it up, you know. So in Deepak Chopra's work, The Book of Secrets, he talks about them more in a more organized fashion than I do. So may I suggest what to do with our emotional reactions in certain situations. And we all have difficulties. So take some deep breaths and be present with our discomfort. This is what will allow the discomfort to change. Because Spirit will come through for you. You must never, ever forget who you are and what you're here for. You're here to make this world a better place, and you will do it. But it helps if you are willing to be present with your discomfort. The ego will tell you to fight. And the ego will tell you that fighting is what works. But truly, deep down, we know that that's not what works. And you may have to use your egos sometimes. You may have to engage it. As we are consistently pulled by the world to engage the ego. So let difficult energy go without reacting to what people say and what people do and who people are being. And we are very consistent. We are very habitual. So frequently, well, all the time, we love our habits. And if our habits are to be confrontational personalities, then we, especially at this time of the year, that is what we will experience. So, letting go is a theme that's going to reoccur in this talk. Don't take anything personally. This is my absolute favorite of Don Miguel Ruiz's 4 agreements. This is the second agreement. Don't take anything personally. And yet we do. We want to. We do. But don't take it personally. Don't take it personally. When people don't say nice things, when people are into their stuff, it's their stuff. It's about them. It's not about you. When you are confronted with someone saying something illogical and not nice, it's about them. And remembering that will serve you so well, I guarantee it. Be aware. You will most likely run into people who voted differently from you in this recent election. And resist the urge to strangle them. Try to react peacefully, not resentfully. Be aware of peace. Peace is what we are. Peace is our being. Peace is the deep being of our divine nature. And when you are headed someplace where you don't want to go, all of us are at some point, because of family, because of agreements that we've made in the past. Decide ahead of time. Stop before you go into this place that you're not really that happy about being in. Stop before you greet this person you know voted differently from you. And just say peace, peace. Peace is what I am. I am that. I am. And if you are struggling, which we do even before we get to places that we don't want to be, let's be aware of it, because awareness is the great gift that we have. Of course, always awareness is the greatest gift that we have in being anywhere we don't want to be. If you're struggling, do so calmly with awareness. Be aware of your energy. Notice your self-talk and begin to say things like, I can do this. This is never about me. This never was about me. It never will be about me. Watch your self-talk. Is it negative? Is it positive? Make it positive. Make it positive. Say, I can do this. I can do this. in September, last September, I was invited to my niece's wedding in California. And I had not seen my sister for about 20 years. Really, hadn't seen her. And I was scared. Just put it that way. And but I wanted to go. I wanted to explore. I wanted to see what would happen. And the truth is, it wasn't as bad as I thought. We respected each other. We have the same kind of car. We dress the same. And we spend a substantial amount of our lives helping other people. And I'm going, the apples don't fall far from the tree. It was just so interesting. And yet I'm still not sure how to be her friend. But I'm working on it. I'm calling once in a while. I'm calling my brother who needs more help. And I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I had the courage to do that. Because in many situations, it takes courage. And we have the courage. I guarantee you have the courage. So at this time of year, connect with friends you do want to be with. Have you ever noticed the more you talk, the less you eat? The more you engage in conversations, the better you feel about what you're doing and who you're being, the less you eat. So nurture yourself in simple ways. And don't get upset at yourself when you're finding yourself engaging at a level you just don't want to engage. And don't get down on yourself, because you can always change it. In the moment, you can change it, or if it's too late to change it, you change it afterward by changing how it was, by changing how it is now, in the present moment. So, the present moment is all you've got. And that's all you need. That's everything. That's everything you'll ever need to know, is that now is the only time there is. So plan to be present. Plan to be living your ideal life, living your ideal vision of who you think you are, who you think you want to be, and what is your vision? What is your vision of the kind of person who shows up? Because it is important to show up even if you don't want to. It is important. And you expect the best, and then let go and see what happens. And it's going to be good. Whatever it is, it's going to be good. And so the other thing, in the present moment, listen for the voice of the divine spirit within you. That spark of light, of goodness, of healing. That spark of possibility. Remember that spark. The same energy that moves the stars across the sky and makes a flower come to bloom is that energy that moves us. That same energy. And practice gentleness. Forgive the past. Well, we go into situations with the past, carrying it on our backs. Leave it outside. See what happens. See what happens. And a few words from Wayne Dyer. Actually, before those few words from Wayne Dyer, I want to say, every life is a spiritual life. And every life has its purpose. Every life is a spiritual life. And Wayne Dyer says, if you knew who walked beside you, you would never fear again. And you know this, and you have forgotten it, and I have forgotten it. Just one more little thing. There's only one of us, with many different faces, many different kinds of smiles, many, many different ways of walking in the world. But there's only one of us. And now it's your turn.